Welcome all. Thank you for coming. I'm happy to have you here today with Karol and Mateusz. I will introduce you to them later. I see that there are still people coming, so we will wait a minute or two more for more of them to come, for all those late guys. And the first thing is technical stuff. There is a chat on the right side probably of your screen, and there is a form when you can say if you can hear me loud and clear. And I see that I've got some votes, so okay, that's working, that's fine. And the next thing is that the chat will be really useful for you today because we've got Q&A session in the end of the meeting today. So maybe try to type something in the chat, maybe what city you are from or something, just to check that it's working. Oh, someone is typing, so that seems, hi, okay. Someone from Łódź, that's my city. Warsaw, okay, I see many people from Poland. Oh, sunny swoops, so there is a sunny place in the Poland today. Okay, great. That seems that it's working.
Not here. The sunny city is not
on our side in Łódź. Okay, that's great. And as I told you before, the chat will be really useful today for you because we've got this Q&A session. So if you have any questions during the meeting, please just type in the chat. We'll take them and we'll try to answer them in the end of this meeting. And the last technical thing before we start is that this presentation is recorded. So you will get after the meeting our presentation and recording of this meeting by email. And I think that's all. We can start and go on with the presentation. So, first of all, I will need to introduce myself. I'm Maciej, I will be your host today. That's something that you should know, who I am and why I'm talking about to you. So I would like to talk to you today about the automation of your daily task using Power Automate and Copilot. I bring guys Karol and Mateusz to show you live demos to present to you why is it so easy and how it works. And I hope to show you today how to do it in your organization. My main goal, and I hope our main goal, is just to encourage you to use it in your organization, to show you these tools that will help you to save your time and make your life easier, your daily life easier. I will be really happy if even one of you, and if each of you do it, it will be great if you use this knowledge that you got today and you put it in good use in your organization to make your life better. Okay, but that's not all about me. So let's go to the presentation. Oh, and it's about me. So I introduce myself. And as I said already, I'm Maciej. I'm your host today. I'm former software architect, and right now I'm a security engineer. And I've got a wife, 2 dogs. I love Italian food and coffee. That's all about me. And let's go to our next speaker. Next speaker is Mateusz. Could you please tell us a few words about yourself?
Yes, hello, I'm Mateusz. I'm with MakoLab for the last 3 years, and I'm a project manager here working for automotive industry and banking for automotive. And I have a little bit to do with automation that I fell in love with some time ago that made my life a little bit easier. So I'm here to share it with you today. Thank you.
And the next speaker is Karol.
Hi, I'm Karol. I'm also from MakoLab. I work here for some while. I'm tech lead on the front-end team. Also, I'm responsible for the front-end team and the mobile in the MakoLab. Outside work, I am passionate about the outdoor adventures and traveling. But in my daily work, daily time, I'm trying to focus on automating tasks and increase my efficiency in work and daily basis. So that's why I'm here, and I want to speak about the Copilot.
And thank you, Karol. And here comes bad news. There should be Damian, but he called sick today and he won't be able to attend and speak. So we need to skip this part, but he had to show you today. But if you had any questions, as I said, you can type in Q&A, and if there is something that is in his area of expertise, he will answer them later and send you answer by email. So sorry for that, but it just happens. Maybe it's a little bit sunny outside, but still you can get cold. So as you heard probably, first of all, thank you guys for presenting yourself. And as you heard, we all work in MakoLab. And you may wonder, what is MakoLab? So it's a company situated in Łódź in Poland. We've got over 300 specialists, most in IT area. It's a company with over 35 years of experience, and we are delivering our solutions to many markets and to many clients. You can see on this slide some of them. As you can see, those are brands mostly from automotive, some from finance, energy, and many other industries, which you can see on this slide. Okay, so let's go to the main point of today's meeting, agenda for today. So first we will start with, let's say, appetizer. So I will tell you a few things about the automation, and I will try to convince you that it's a skill of the future, that's not some evil thing that you have to be afraid of, but rather a tool that you need to learn and how to use it and how to just make it useful for you and stay competitive in the market. Then Mateusz and Karol will present us the main course, let's call it, and they will show us live demos how to use and how low is the entry point for the Microsoft Tools user to use Copilot and Power Automate to automate your daily job. Then there should be the short speech about the Microsoft ecosystem. It should be done by Damian, but as I've told already, he's sick, so we will need to skip it. And then there is a Q&A session. So as I told you already, you can post your questions in the chat. I encourage you to do it, and we'll answer them at this part. Okay, so I will start. As I've told you already, in this part, I will show you how powerful and useful the automation tools are. And maybe there is some task that you are doing every day, and you need to spend like each day 5 minutes for some mundane task. I don't know, send an email, pass some data from place to place, just some task that you need to do. You spend 5 minutes and you think, okay, I will do it. It's only 5 minutes a day. That's nothing big. But I will show you another perspective. As you can see here, even a small task that takes 5 minutes a day, if you multiply it by 20 working days, and then, so that's how many you've got in a month, and then multiply it by 12 months, you get 20 hours a year. And that's something. Maybe 5 minutes seems really small, but 20 hours is something really big. Maybe to give you once more time another perspective, you know how big is 20 hours? There is a small bug. It's called Mayfly, and it lives up to 24 hours. So most of them lives only those 20 hours. That's his whole life. So it all depends on the perspective, how you want to spend your 5 minutes a day or 20 hours a year. Okay, and to give you another point of view, think about it that you are not alone in your company. You've got a whole team of people. For example, you work with 4 teammates, and each of them has to do nearly the same task as you. So maybe with your automation, you can go on and help them. So if you've got 5 people in the team, and you multiply this 20 hours a year, you've saved whole 100 hours. Can you imagine what takes 100 hours? So I've checked, and for example, in 100 hours, Apollo 11 took trip to the moon. So that's savings in this scale. And I found information that learning new language to the level of, on some basic level, takes around 100 hours. So, there's really small thing that you can automate that takes 5 minutes, and here is how much you can gain from it. Just imagine what you can achieve with bigger tasks and with automation. Okay, now we will go to some questions that you may have already on your mind. So first of all, we are showing you today Power Automate and Copilot. And you can ask yourself, okay, why Power Automate? I know that there are many other tools. And I will tell you that they are nearly the same, but there are some big There is one big advantage of Power Automate for you if you are already in Microsoft ecosystem. So if you know how to, if you worked, everyday work is connected with Excel, with Word, with Outlook, with Teams, with all the stuff that is connected to the Microsoft ecosystem, all the integrations are really easy and the entry point for you will be really, really low. And the next thing, if you are using a SharePoint in your company, so it's a Microsoft tool, all your files that you already have, like Excel file, and connecting, getting data from it, pasting it from one place to another, we'll show it today during the live demo. It's like really easy and you don't have to worry about it, not like in the other tools. The next advantage is that if you already know Excel, if you know Word and other Microsoft tools, you will know Power Automate. It's really similar. The UI and UX is just for you if you are into Microsoft tools. And the last thing is that this tool has built-in Copilot, so it's really helpful, and we'll show it today, Mateusz, in his presentation. We presented that with Copilot, you can just type what you want to do, and it's done. You just need to modify a little bit, and
yeah, it's pretty easy to start.
yeah. So just in a few minutes, you will see it yourself. And there may be some other things on your mind, that maybe some questions, and I guess it could be these questions: are my files safe? So the first thing, the solution Power Automate is integrated with Azure Active Directory. It means that this automation tool inherits your privileges and accesses. If you have access to some file, it will have this access too. If something is restricted for you, it won't reach it. So it's the same as for your main account. The next thing is Microsoft states that the data that is used by the automation won't be used to train the AI. So there is no possibility that somewhere in the world will ask about your Excel file and they will get answer what's inside it. So that's great. And the last thing is that we've got in our companies teams like legal and compliance. And sometimes when we want to introduce the new tool in the company, it takes weeks or months to get a green light, and that's the proper solution to introduce into our company. And here we've got the Microsoft solution. It's certified by many ISO, SOC, and other certifications. So that's something. And most of you have already the Microsoft Office, Office 365, or other Microsoft solutions. So it could be easier to introduce in the whole company. Okay, so now I've talked a little bit about a few things about Power Automate, but I'm just some guy, I'm on the webinar and I'm talking to you, and if I were you, I would like to have some data to know if it's something that I should invest my time in. And I'm really into making my decisions based on data, so I've searched internet, I've tried to find some data, and here you can see investments in AI throughout the years. And as you can see, it's the data from the report from Stanford University. And it was rising a little bit. And then we've got a big boom in 2021. And now numbers are pretty big, but I saw some forecast that it will be even bigger and will be rising for the next 5 years. So that's something that you can see that companies are investing in AI and automation. And that's something that will be our future. On the other hand, I've got some data about our daily work, so for employees. As you can see from this report from World Economic Forum, here we've got the data that the technology now, that the daily task done by people now takes around 22%. By technology. Once again, but now technology is doing only 22% of our daily tasks, and by 2030 it will be 34%. And you see that the automation will be coming to us, will make our lives easier, but on the same screen you can see that the tasks done by people will be decreasing year to year. So that's something you have to have in mind, that this is our future and that it's coming for us, and we need to adjust and learn new tools to be competitive in the market and to just help ourselves in our daily work. Okay, that's all from me. If you have any questions, I still encourage you to add them in the chat. And now we will go to the live demo, so our main course today. And now Mateusz will show you his screen. Yeah, am I right?
That's right. Shall we now? Thank you, Maciek. So let's start. What I will be telling you today about is a little bit of a story of myself and how I started with automation, with Power Automate. I'll repeat again, I'm a project manager, so do not expect from me any technical knowledge that I had prior to this experience. So everything here was new to me. So if I could pull off a couple of automation that spared me some minutes during the day, I believe that all of you can as well. And this will be my goal today, to show you how easy you can start with this tool and show you 2 examples of what you can do. Before we deep dive into the first one, I will just tell you briefly what you see on the screen. This is the homepage of Power Automate. On the left, you have the navigation bar that can lead you to various different places on the Power Automate, but this is not essential for now. In the middle of the screen, you can see a Copilot window and prompt bar, which will be useful for us today. I will use it to generate a flow. On the bottom, you can see some links to trainings, which might be useful to you later if you will decide, and hopefully you will decide after this webinar to try with Power Automate. So the first use case is something that I have personally set up for my team. In my project, there is a lot of people and there's a lot of different things happening. And it's easy to forget about the upcoming events or happenings that we should keep an eye on. So I have something that posts reminders to me and my team on Teams channel. And how do I do that? As Maciek mentioned, there is a lot of useful integrations with Microsoft tools. So I use Excel. Of course, Excel. Excel is the most important tool of every project manager. You can do basically everything there. So I have here a table with 2 columns. The first one is message that I want to post on a Teams channel as a reminder. And the second one is a date when that message should be posted. And as I mentioned, I have also Teams where I will be posting those messages, hopefully with my flow in Power Automate. So coming back to Power Automate, how do we do that? Well, the first thing is that we will be using that window with Copilot. I have prepared a prompt, and I will explain to you what it says. So Excel table contains 2 columns, exactly as I showed you. There is a message and date column. Check all rows. If the date is today, then post message on Teams. I want to run it in the morning, so that whenever the team comes to work, they see the reminder as the first thing. And I just indicate to Copilot what is the format of the date in Excel. And we just press generate. It takes a moment. And here you can see what it generated. And well, if you are new to Power Automate, it basically doesn't matter much. So let's just keep it and continue. The second screen shows you the integrations that the Power Automate will have. And it pretty much makes sense. So we'll have integration with Excel online and Microsoft Teams. That's what we want. We want to get the reminders from Excel and post it in Teams. So we click Create Flow. And now we are in a different window. That's a window for editing and manipulating the flow. You should read it from the top to bottom. The first tile, which is called recurrence here, is called a trigger in Power Automate. And this is what starts the flow. If you click on it, you'll see the interval when it runs. It's once a day. Not everything is filled in by Copilot. You'll, for example, have to fill in the specific hour. It's not exactly ready to go. I will just explain to you what is what. So once a day it will run. The next thing is the tile with Excel. And here you have to find location of your Excel file. And please keep in mind that The Excel file has to be hosted on SharePoint or OneDrive. It has to be in the cloud so that the Power Automate can find it. And the data in Excel has to be formatted as a table. So once you fill it in, everything should be fine. Then you open the for each loop that was generated by Copilot by clicking on the arrow down. There's conditions, also click arrow down. You can minimize the window here. And what happens here in the condition? You click on the condition and you see that the Power Automate prepared everything. There's two functions. The first one checks the date from Excel, the date column, and the second one provides the time today. And the good thing is that you don't have to know those functions because Copilot filled it in for you. So it's a very good starter. And when that condition is true, satisfied, it will post a message on Teams channel. And you can decide if you want to post it as a bot or as an agent or as yourself. You can do it too. And you can choose where it should be posted. There is a couple of different cases. It can be a Teams channel, chat, or group chat. So this is the first one, and I use it pretty often. I have a long list of reminders in Excel to my team and to myself. Pretty useful. I recommend it. I can show you maybe field and flow. That's the one. And after you fill all the information as I did here, you can click on test and test it manually, and it will run this flow for you. And you should be able to see the result on Teams. There's a confirmation, everything's good. And now we go to Teams, and where it shows, it posted a message with the reminder. So everything's good. And if you have some questions, please just post it in the chat. I will try to answer it later. So that was the first one. That was the first thing that you can have an easy start with Power Automate. I'll go back to the home page. That was Copilot built in.
I just would like to stop you for a second here,
yes.
Just to, take a step back and see that it took like 5 minutes, and you've created simple flow with just Copilot, and that's something that still amazes me. That is like, click, and you are done.
It's so easy.
Right?
Yes, so
Exactly.
easy and fast. Well, with the tools like Copilot and Teamplace that I will move on to now, it's really easy to start. You just have to have an idea, an inspiration, what you can automate in your life, and just try to roll with it. You don't have to start big. You don't have to have a flow that automates half your work. You just start small, and it will bring you some rewards. The second use case that I want to show you is also related to work. Is that usually we get a lot of emails daily, and it's pretty complicated to know what is the email about, if it's from someone new, from external company, and Power Automate can help you with that tool. There is a possibility to use LLM GPT model to categorize emails for you. It could be useful for you as a project manager or maybe on a front desk where there's a lot of emails coming and you want to redirect it to a specific department, and we'll do it now. It's even easier to start that kind of flow because you don't have to use Copilot. It's something called templates in Power Automate. Here on the left, you click on the templates and you have access to really a lot of flows that were pre-prepared for you, and for free you can just click on them and it will work for you after a small configuration. So what we want to do is we want to classify using GPT model, and this is what I will paste in the search bar. Press enter. Voila, that's what we have here. Classify and route emails using GPT. I just click on it. It shows you what it will integrate with. Just click continue. And something I didn't mention before, here on the right, in every edit mode of a flow, the Copilot is still here. So you can use it to modify your flows, to add something new, to try to debug it if you will face an issue. It's all the time here available. But for this case, what do we have? We have a trigger going from the top when an email arrives, which is great. That's what we want. When an email arrives, I want to do something with it. Open the for each loop, see what's there, and here's our GPT model. And we'll play around with that to show you how it works. So there is a classify. I don't know what it is. It's new to me, so I won't check it, talking from a perspective of a newbie. There's a test prompt. There's some input, subjects, and categories. So let's test this prompt. Let's see how it does. There's a prompt prepared in this template. How it works, it takes the input text from an email and tries to categorize it. So we can test it here directly. Here's an input button. We can put it in. Input text would be an email, and I prepared one that could act as an example. So I'll paste it now and tell you that it's an example from an email from billing department. They want to get payments before the end of the cycle, etc., etc. A very long email that I wouldn't read if I had 2 minutes between my meetings. And I want to categorize it. So here's a window for categories. Let's say I want to have emails categorized into 2 main things and 1 undefined. I want to have categories like billings. I want to know if I get an email from IT, and the rest is undefined. I will deal with it myself. So we have the text, we have the categories, and here's a button to test the prompt. And what it does, it returns an answer that it's an email about billing. So great, that's what it will do. So we can close this one and move on. The next one is switch. We open the switch. We can close the Copilot to see a little bit more, and that window too. And the switch basically just takes the output from GPT model, so the category that it thinks the email is about, and puts it in a different bucket. And in each bucket in billing, IT, and default, you can define what you want to do with it. Here, the suggestion is to send it to a specific group or a person. You can define who it should be sent to. There's a summary that this email was categorized as billing by the AI bot, and there are details from this email. So yeah, and you can use everything you like. The imagination is your limit here. And as you can see, it's really easy to start. There's very few clicking. You don't have to think too much what functions are available in Power Automate. You just click on a template and it's basically ready. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really something. And when I think about the power of AI, so large language models like ChatGPT here, you weren't able to do something like this just a few years ago, and now it's just a few clicks and it's here, it's done. And just imagine that, for example, you set up something for your front desk, something like this. So at least some of the emails could be cached and sent to the proper receivers just in the fly.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you don't have to have anything huge here in Power Automate. You can aim small, have just few cases automated by Power Automate on front desk, and it still will bring a lot of value. Yes. And I have to say that Copilot and GPT models available, that makes life a lot easier with Power Automate. When I was starting, it wasn't around, so I had to Google a lot to figure out what's going on here. So I recommend
it. To learn it hard way, but now it's available with Copilot, so it's much easier.
Yeah, exactly.
I see that we've got some questions, but we will deal with them later in the Q&A session. And is there anything else, Mateusz, that you would like to show us?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay. And if not, I think we'll go to Karol, and he will show us how to build the simple chatbot and what to use it for. Because, you can build something, but you don't know what for and what is the... Oh, sorry, someone stole my screen. Or okay, I'm back. And here, as I've told you already, Karol will present us his screen and show us how to build chatbot in Copilot tools.
Yes, give me a second because I need I find my window. Yes, I need to
Okay.
share it. Yes,
And here we are. We can see it.
here we
And
are.
it seems like it's a different tool. Am I right? It's not Power Automate.
Yes, yes, it's a different tool. It's slight catch for this tool is that you need to have a Copilot license. So it's something different because the previous tool was available for everybody who have the Office 365 in the company. So this is something different. But we have Copilot Studio. It's related only to create AI agents and dealing with the AI prompts and AI tools provided by the Microsoft. So, what about my demo? I will show you how to easily create an AI agent, and it can help you with your daily job. And if you think about the automation, in most cases you think about the flows, like Mateusz showed us. It is some flow, there's something happened, something we are doing with the data, and then some magic will happen with the emails. The email will be sent to some special place to deal with. But during the management job, when I have team, I answer a lot of questions. It's a great example that their questions are in most cases the same, and they're during the time they're repeating themselves. So people are asking the same things, and the great example was we had an event in our company. It was a hackathon. The information about this event were everywhere, in the newsletter, in the Confluence, in the meetings as an extra slide in the to encourage people to join to this event. Our marketing team did really great job to share this information across the company, but there still was some questions about the date, about the place, or can we attend to this event online, or it's only in the office. Uh, there was still some people that they need to ask some question and get an answer from somebody. So we find out that we can create an AI agent that will have all the knowledge about the event, and it will answer those questions for us. There is no need for me to go through the questions and answer them, even if there are some complicated questions like what was the price for the hackathon. So it's also was for the AI agent easy to answer. So for this webinar, I have presentation how to create such AI agent, and we are like I said, like Maciej said, we are in different tool. It's Copilot Studio. We will create new agent, and during the creation, also there is Copilot. We can start some small talk with Copilot, and he will try to create an agent for us, help with creation. But for this presentation, we need just to skip to configuration. And what we have? We need to provide some instructions for the agent. We need to tell him who he is, what he need to solve, what help we need from him. So we can just say him that you are the support assistant dedicated to this webinar. Then, of course, the people will try to ask some questions unrelated to the webinar. So we need to tell our agent that he need to answer. Oh, I need to copy more. Answer only questions related to this event, schedule, speakers, topics from this meeting. And if somebody asks with something unrelated, we want to ask him to just to say that somebody should attend to this meeting and know more about the Copilot and automating things, and just to keep him in good tone for the people that will send us questions to him. We need to ask him to keep the tone friendly, helpful, and focused on the topic. Then, when we have the instructions for him, we can create the AI agent. And in this moment, we will have the AI agent, but there is a slight problem. He don't know anything about our meeting, our webinar. We need to provide him some knowledge. So for this presentation, I have easy just text file with the data from our registration page. It's only agenda, information about the speakers, and the place and the date of the event. It's on just plain text file. So I need to find this file. I have the knowledge and just add as the knowledge base for him. It will take minutes or two
Sorry,
or three.
Carol. Can you show us what's in the file? What does it look like?
I can try, but I need to. It's the. I will. I'm not sure I can. No, I need to switch
Sorry, I
to
was
this.
just curious to present to the people, but it's just like a plain text.
Yeah,
It's something like formatted, pre-formatted. It's
no, it's
just the text from the web page.
just the text from the web page. No formatting, no extra things. Just the text. So it will try to consume this information from this file, it is in progress. But like I said, it might take minute or two or five. So for this presentation, we have prepared previous agent. It's exactly the same file, exactly the same instructions, and we can just throw some questions for him, like how I can register to this event. He will just provide us the quick information and the link to registration page. We can ask about the speakers. It sometimes takes few minutes, a few seconds. Like you see, there's this information from the agenda about the speakers. Also, we can ask something around the meeting, like what software browser we need to attend the webinar. So it will the Copilot will try to answer the question because it's related to the webinar. So he will say that we need just web browser, a modern web browser, and be on this platform. But like I said, somebody might try to ask the questions that they are not related to the event, like what will be the forecast during the event, and he should answer that he's only here for the event and answer the questions about the event. But still, we can give him some extra tasks, like but it need to be related to the event. We can ask him to, I don't know, format agenda in other way that we need, like a bullet points. Maybe we want to share the agenda in other way, in other format with the colleagues. So he will also do this for us. He will change the style and formatting about the agenda and provide all information as we need to proceed. And the cool part that we can use it in multiple channels. In this free version, we can use it as a Teams. We didn't try the telephony, but the Teams is cool thing because we can create the agent and we can just publish it to our company, and it will be as another person in the Teams. You can find this agent looking through the people on the Teams and just talk with this agent about the topics that he's related. So it's super cool and super easy for the colleagues from the company to interact with the agent. So for my demo, I think it's.
I think there is something really valuable that you can show, but when you were adding the data to the knowledge base,
Yes.
but there were other sources. For example, you can use your SharePoint.
Yes.
So it will be always up to date with your files. For example, you've got your knowledge base about, I don't know, like vacation plans or about something.
Yes,
maybe you can create the chatbot for the new employee so he can know about things and he can just ask chatbot and not search through the SharePoint or Confluence or any other tool.
Exactly. That's good point. We can use as a knowledge the public websites, like we see, and the coolest thing that we already said is the SharePoint. We can provide information on some page on the SharePoint. It could be as you said, the information about the team, about the project, about whatever you want. It's a page on the SharePoint, and we can just connect to this SharePoint page And every change on this SharePoint page will be in few minutes available in the Copilot, so in this Copilot agent. So we can, I don't know, make some onboarding page. That's what I need to do in my first days in company. So we can ask, and he will provide the data from this SharePoint page. So it's no need to create a separate file and provide him every time there's some change in this file. So it's really cool.
Yeah,
There are
so
some
all
advanced
the updates are like on the
integrations,
fly, and
but
you don't have to worry
we,
about it.
yeah.
That's
Sorry,
pretty
I
useful.
interrupted you.
You can basically prepare a chatbot dedicated just to your team. Right.
Exactly.
For
And
very
as
specific
Mateusz
needs.
said already, only limitation is your imagination. So what you need, what's your business needs, and the business is the thing that you know, and maybe you can figure out what to do to make your daily life easier.
Yes,
Okay, and
yes. We can save some time on reading the questions and answering them. Like I said, we can make some pages like questions and answers, or maybe some just instructions on our internal sites. But it's easier to throw on a question to the agent, and he will provide us exactly answer, and he will also provide us the where he find those informations exactly. So it will be, I don't know, page on the SharePoint or page on the internet. He will just here put some reference, and if there is a question from something from SharePoint, he will provide the link to the SharePoint, and somebody might just click on this link and read more or get more information for this topic.
okay, thank you guys very much. I will steal a screen and back to your faces. So thank you once again. I hope that these presentations will encourage our attendees to try it themselves and to do it in their companies. I hope it was inspiring for you. For me, it was. I will try to do something myself in next days and just easy my daily life. So the next thing were some slides about the Microsoft ecosystem, but as I already told you, it was planned for 10 minutes and for Damian, but he's not with us today. So we'll need to skip them and we will go to the Q&A session. I saw that there were a few questions, and if we can go to the Q&A. Sorry. Oh, thank you. Are there any special requirements as how the table, as Excel table is built to be properly analyzed by Power Automate? And I think it's rather for Mateusz.
Yeah, very good question, Carolina. Yes, the Excel table has to be formatted specifically as a table. And you have to remember about keeping the data in proper format. So the text as a text and dates as well. And that should be it. Just keep it as a table, formatted as a table, and remember about the data formats.
Great to know. I will go with another one. Oh, thank you. So here from Katarzyna, does Copilot help with creating functions and formulas? The AI plugin in Notion, for example, is not very helpful with complex queries. Would you like to take it to Mateusz or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for my example, Copilot prepared the formulas needed to compare today with the date from an Excel, and it worked fine. But I agree that it might have some problems with complex formulas as well. It's probably pretty similar to Notion. But as a starter, it's a very good tool to prepare the formulas. You don't have to dig deep into the logic behind it and what functions to use, and there is a lot of functions available in the formulas. So as a starter, Copilot is very good. For complex stuff, you will have to probably learn it yourself and just use Copilot as a helper or I don't know, reminders how to.
And from my experience, it's much better if you've got a complex workflow you would like to build. It's much better to split it into smaller tasks and treat each of them separately. So you take this small task, for example, to send notification, and if you ask Copilot to do it, probably it will do it with nearly 100% certainty.
Yep.
And if you go with something really big and ask him to do it, and after it do it and something else, he could mess it up. So that's from my experience.
Yeah, that's true. I want to say that it's the same as Maciej, that you need to divide this to smaller tasks, and Copilot is a great tool to learn with. It might not solve your problem, every problem, but you can just talk with him, and it might help you to learn how to do this. Yes, with complex things, it might get tangled. So yeah, it's really you need to divide to one task, one question and one task for the Copilot, and he will maybe not do this for you, but he will provide you the answers how you should do this, or where find the information how to do in which way to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. And you can do it in Power Automate too. You can just basically elongate your flow. So from just one tile, put it into 5 and break the formulas into smaller pieces and just check how it behaves along the way. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I will grab the next one. Here from Carolina is a question if there are any exclusions in types of emails for Power Automate. So as I think about it, the exclusion that you need to do in the workflow, there is an option that, for example, email has image. So as you could see in the Mateusz live demo, there was only text, but there are tools and there are proper actions in the Power Automate flow that you can use to read what's on the image. So you can use ChatGPT to read them and then treat it somehow and do something according to the data that you read.
Yes, absolutely. There's image to text possibilities in Power Automate. But natively in the functions that check for the emails, you can also check attachments, set filters, check for only specific importance of emails, etc., etc. You can limit it to specific recipient group. There's a lot of options.
Okay. Okay. Would it be possible to plug agent on Jira project, as by Yasin, if I'm spelling it correctly?
Yes, you see, it's possible. Jira is also supported in Power Automate. There are functions available as triggers, so things that would start a flow. For example, whenever a new ticket is created in Jira or when it's updated, it's all there. You can also check during the flow, pull some data from Jira tickets. It's possible, yes.
Great. So the next one is from Karina. How does adding external websites as source for the Copilot-based agent influence the security? So from my perspective, it's good to know who's the owner of the website because, as Carol showed during his presentation, it's like live update of the data. So if someone has a web page and he changes the content on the web page, your agent will learn it. So it will answer with some new data, and maybe you don't want it to know something that's on the web page, or maybe there will be something that just lies. So for example, someone will write something bad about your company, and it's not your website, so you can't act anyhow to it. So it's the best idea is to treat only the knowledge base as your own websites that you host and that you are sure what's inside.
Yes, and the Microsoft is doing cool trick because when you are adding the public website as a knowledge, there is some small notion that you are aware that the data might change on this website, and there is a checkbox that you are aware and this website is yours, and you're aware about what might be published on this website. So yes, you need to choose wisely what's the public source of the knowledge for him, but still you should use some exact pages with some exact information that you need. So we shouldn't point to whole Wikipedia, but only the exact one point with some information for the Copilot. So it's maybe not an issue, but something to be aware during creating the knowledge base for the AI engine.
Okay, the next one is from Yasin. And where can we have access to Power Automate and agent building? Which large language models are validated, and are we leveraging Gemini 2.5 Pro, which have the most large context window, 1 million to soon 2 million tokens. And there will be an issue probably because that's an area of expertise of Damian, so pricing and large language models, and he's not with us today. I don't know if you can answer, Karol or Mateusz, or...
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I think
that's
that
great.
partially I can answer because we can provide the links to the Power Automate and Copilot, but if you go to the Microsoft website, they are highly actually shown on the website, so we can just type there Copilot Studio or the Power Automate. They will provide the link for you, or we can provide in the chat. And LLMs are validated, but the default one is GPT-4o. It's a Copilot based model, but you can use another LLM, but you need to provide some tokens. You need to connect to the external
You mean
API, like you
API
want
key
to Gemini,
to
so
your
you need to provide the token, API token, and it mostly be you need to pay for the usage on the other side. So, but yes, you can use other models in AI agent, but by default is a Copilot. It's GPT-4o.
I can add that for the question in Power Automate, you can basically connect to any model that you like available on the internet, because there is possibility to send HTTP requests. So if you have set it up on your side, you can just use it as well.
Okay, so there is possibility of making your custom connectors and just because you can create then HTTP request. That's great.
Right. Yes.
Okay, and the next one is from Bogusław. Oh, hi Bogusław, long time no see. What is the cost of Copilot Studio? For example, 100,000 conversations. And as I said already, we don't have Damian with us, so we are not experts on this side. We can reach you later with the proper data, links, and everything. So we'll be in touch, the same as we have seen. And as Karol said, it's already available in Microsoft web pages, but it's something, it's more custom thing, and probably we need to talk with you a little bit about your business needs, about what you need, how big is it, and then just tailor something for you.
Yes, because we need to divide the conversations in the tokens used in the conversation. But if you want to use internally, like we are using for the information for the other colleagues in the company, so using this inside the Microsoft 365 scenarios, it's free to use. So if you want to use it publicly, so you want to access for the people from the outside company to access it, then this additional billing and it's token based. So we don't have Damian, so I don't know how much, but yes, internally in company it's free to use.
Okay. Yeah, it will be great. As Sławomir said, we could answer those questions after the webinar because, as I said, we don't have the expert on this area. So we will reach all of your questions, and we'll leave you a place to ask us things. If there is nothing, thank you all for the questions that were asked right now and answered. And if you have any other questions, you can still reach us. I will go to the presentation because I've got a special slide for it. Here in the presentation that you will get after the meeting are the options to follow us. So as you can see, there is a Facebook webpage, LinkedIn, and YouTube where you can reach and just find information about events like our today's event. So you will be up to the date. And there is a special place. This QR code will lead you to the contact form of MakoLab. So you have any further questions about Power Automate or anything connected to it, you can just write to us. Or you can leave us a message here. There will be a form on the screen. Oh, here it is. So if you type on the screen, here is a text type. For example, write yes or anything, and we'll reach to you and we'll be in contact. We'll be in touch. Okay, I think that's all we've got for today. You know how to contact us if you want to ask about something. And I really appreciate that you were today with us. I'm really grateful for the guys that they show us their expertise and that they showed us today how to easy our daily life. Thank you once more for coming. I hope you had good time with us and see you on other events like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.